Alright, we're going to show you how to dye a disc right here. First off, you need a disc. Champion plastic dyes the best. Star dyes alright. Haven't really tried too much other plastics, they don't work as well. We have some contact paper. Cut out into a square so it fits the disc pretty well. You can see the size comparison. We have some X-Acto knives to cut out the form. We have some acetone to wipe off the stamp on the disc. We have some RIT dye. It's just clothing dye. You can buy it at Walmart. And we have a pan to put the dye in, dip the disc in. And that's about it.
Smells delicious.
Pretty much just take a paper towel with acetone on it, wipe the stamp off.
Should come right off. Look at that. See that? That's beautiful.
Instant removal pretty much. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
You can also use this to get people's names off the back if you steal their disc.
That was a joke.
Or was it?
Smells really good.
Let's see here. See if I can get the sticker off.
This is actually a used disc. They dye better if they're brand new, but it's not that big of a deal.
Ah, beautiful. It's really cold.
Completely blank disc now. It's our blank slate.
Why is the acetone cold, Adam? Why don't you tell the people at home?
The acetone evaporates, which sucks up a lot of the heat. Makes it cold.
We should do it. Perfectly clean.
Oh, and by the way, we are dyeing this picture onto it. It's an end of a monster. It's a picture of this guy's face.
Does it look similar?
Look how cute that is.
There are two programs. You can take any picture and run it through two programs online, and it should end up being like this. I'll put those in the info on the side or something.
Or you can just use some clip art or something, any kind of picture. Just use whatever you want, be creative.
Next I'm going to trace the disc outline onto the contact paper. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Just something nice and quick.
Just so you get an idea when you're putting the contact paper over the disc.
Yeah.
The contact paper is used kind of as a stencil for dyeing.
Next we're going to just loosely cut around the image. Doesn't have to be great or anything. Just so it fits on the contact paper better. And we'll just tape it on. And we should be good to go. This is the most important part. Yeah. Now that we have the ring of the disc, we can see it through this paper a little bit. Try to center it the best you can.
You can use a ruler, you can eye it off.
Or you can do both. Use a ruler. About 1.5 inches on each side. That's perfect.
Then you wanna tape the picture down to get it stuck there.
You want it to be secure, but you don't want to put too much tape on it. Make sure you don't tape over top of the image. And there are two separate ways to transfer the contact paper onto the disc. But this image is pretty difficult, and it has lots of small cuts in there. So to do this, we might just have to go ahead and put the contact paper directly on the disc and then use the knives to cut it out.
You can also cut the contact paper before you put it on the disc. Like he was saying, it's kind of hard to transfer over such small little pieces on this picture.
The other method keeps you from cutting into your discs, but it makes it very difficult to switch over. There we go. Put on the disc.
Yeah, go and put it on the disc. I want to peel the back off the contact paper so it's nice and sticky.
Align your disc the way you want it. Let's see.
Oh!
Don't let that happen. There we go.
You want to put the contact paper on a flat surface, sticky side up. And then you can see the faint line that we've traced before.
Yeah, around.
And you want to line the disc up with that as good as possible.
That's why it's good to use a black Sharpie or their permanent marker.
So you can see through to line it up.
Just like that, got it.
Looks pretty good.
Push. You don't want bubbles, so I like to push on the inside, and then to stick it, push outward. Like that. There we go. Now just wrap the sides first. It usually works pretty good. Just with one thumb press. And then just, you want to have a little something to hold on to for when you pull it out of the die. So don't wrap these down too tight on the corners.
Gotta have some handles.
This part doesn't have to be perfect really. Just make sure when it's going to be sitting in the die like this. So make sure there's nothing that the die can get up in there.
Except the die can spill over and it kind of gets all messy. Take our word for it.
I've had pink hands numerous occasions. There we go. Doesn't have to look pretty.
Just edit it out, whatever parts.
There.
Now the picture on the disc. Now it's time for cutting, which is the long, boring, tedious part of disc dyeing. So he's cutting out his stencil. He's cutting the black pieces out. The black is actually what's going to be dyed. We're going to peel those parts off. He's using a X-Acto knife with a swivel head. Really pretty convenient. They also sell some with just non-swivel heads. They're useful for like straight lines and stuff, but not as useful as swivel head.
Something important to note, if your picture goes to the edge of the disc, you cannot do that. Okay, so I took this tape, I set it right here.
Well, you can do that, but it's just very difficult.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise it. Let's say that. So I edited that out. So now I have a little line here. Something else I want to note. Sometimes you'll get these little tiny white dots in the picture. You want to still cut those out. Like there's one right there too, and right there. You want to cut them out, but you don't want to remove the vinyl. You only want to remove, or the contact paper, you only want to remove the black. So sometimes, like if you have tweezers, you just pluck those out and then mark them with a pencil or a marker or something so you know don't remove those. I'm beginning the removal process right now. All the white needs to stay. So, like right in there, I've marked it with black permanent marker. All the little tiny areas of white that need to stay, and I can go ahead and remove the black and the vinyl from the black. Like this is a black piece right here. I'm going to ahead and remove the paper and the vinyl on that. I'm going to go ahead and remove all this stuff.
He is now done with cutting, and he's peeling off the contact paper
Where the black was.
Where the black was.
Make sure you keep the white spots, which is the permanent marker. Keep those.
So the parts that he's pulling up right now are the parts that will actually be dyed. In this case, we're dyeing black on the blue disc.